What if the life that you keep talking yourself out of is not unrealistic? What if it's just unfamiliar? Maybe you encourage everyone around you to dream bigger, apply for the job, leave that unhealthy relationship. But when it comes to you, there's a voice inside that says, that's not for me, that's for other people. Today, we're talking about why so many women settle for less than what they really want in relationships, careers, and even how they allow themselves to be treated. And we want to talk about how to shift from that to believing that more is possible for you and going for it. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Crystal Hawkins, licensed professional counselor and licensed clinical alcohol and drug counselor. And here we talk about emotional wellness, relationship patterns, boundaries, healing, and learning how to move forward with confidence. So this video is for the woman who is always pouring encouragement into everyone else, but quietly speaking to herself in a way that she would never speak to a friend. So today we're going to challenge that voice and start telling ourselves that we deserve better, we can ask for more, and we should go for the opportunities. Sometimes we settle because we're not clear about what we want. But many times we settle because we've learned to shrink our expectations to match what has felt safest, familiar, or simply available. If you have been disappointed repeatedly, rejected, overlooked, criticized, emotionally neglected, or taught that your needs were too much, you may have learned to stop expecting much at all. And when that happens, settling can start to feel like wisdom. You may call it being realistic. You may call it being low maintenance. You might even call it being grateful. But gratitude should not require you to deny your God given desire for growth, love, purpose, peace, and healthy connection. There's a difference between contentment and settling. And this can show up in your relationships. You might accept inconsistency because at least you're not alone. Or you might tolerate disrespect because no one's perfect. You might keep overgiving because you don't want to seem selfish. This can show up all across the board. It can show up in your career, it can show up in your community. But hear me clearly. This is something that if it has been your pattern, it doesn't mean it has to stay that way. It doesn't mean that this is your portion. This is as good as it gets. And if you're leaning into your faith right now, this is where you can reflect on Ephesians 3:20, where God reminds us that he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask for or think. So if God's word is telling us to dream big, who are we to limit ourselves? So what can you do to start moving forward? It's called the Dream Bigger, Plan Smaller exercise. Take out a notebook and write down one area where you've been settling. Maybe it's a relationship pattern, maybe it's your career, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's even how you treat yourself. Then answer these 4 questions. What do I really want? If I stop editing myself, what does that look like? Don't start with what feels practical. Start with honesty. Maybe you want healthy love. Maybe you want work that does not drain you. Maybe you want friendships where you actually feel seen. The second question is, why does this matter to me? This helps you connect the dream to your values. Maybe you want peace because your nervous system has been in survival mode. Maybe you want healthier relationships because you're tired of repeating painful patterns. The third question is, what belief has been making this feel impossible? This is where you name the ceiling. Maybe it's I'm too old, I don't have enough support. People like me just don't get opportunities like that. I always choose wrong. Whatever it is, name that ceiling because now you need to face it. The fourth thing is, what is one small step I can take this week? Not a complete life overhaul, just one step. That might sound like I will research one opportunity. I will ask one honest question. I will update my resume. I will stop texting first for 1 week and observe the relationship. You can run your own little experiments like that. You're not making drastic changes, but this is where you get to make small shifts here and see what happens. The goal is not to pressure yourself into a perfect life. The goal is to stop cooperating with the belief that more is possible for everyone except for you. So this week, I want you to notice where you are encouraging everyone else but discouraging yourself. When that happens, pause and ask yourself, what would I say to a woman I loved if she wanted more than this? Then practice offering yourself that same compassion and that courage and granting that permission. You are allowed to dream bigger. You are allowed to grow. You're allowed to want healthy relationships that are respectful of your boundaries, work that honors your gifts, a community that nourishes you, and a life that reflects more than just basic survival. Until we meet again, remember to fill your cup first and then pour into others. If this message encouraged you, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And of course, share it with someone who could use a little encouragement today.